Hello, on this Top for Glory, episode 222. We are about an hour or two removed off of just doing elimination prediction and an elimination chamber review. But now, because there's so much wrestling in the world and there's so much a Top for Glory gets to cover, not only did you guys just get the elimination chamber review, now you guys get an elite review. You guys get an AEW review. And I guess before I even dive headfirst into what are we talking about here, introductions are always a must, whether you were here an hour ago or whether you were here last week, 2 weeks ago, whatever. Doesn't matter. Introductions are always a must. I'm Enigma V4. This is episode 222. And this is AEW Revolution Predictions 2025. So before I even talk about Revolution, I just want to bring this out because there are so many things that Top Row is going to be able to bring you guys. That be, you guys just got Elimination Chamber. You guys are getting AEW. And then you guys are going to also get the Stardom Cinderella Final Four predictions. So like I did last year. And this year you'll also be getting the New Japan Cup. But those two will be on Spotify. So if you guys love to work out and listen to some podcasts, go to Top for Glory on Spotify, because we love the miniseries over there as well. But that's about New Japan, that's about Stardom, and I just finished talking about WWE, so the only thing left to talk about is AEW. And there's only one way to start us off, and that's with AEW's biggest heel, biggest baby faces. And there's no way I can say this without bringing up history. If Smoove were here, I'm sure we would have a talk about it. But it is arguably two of the best stories going on in AEW between MJF and Hangman Adam Page. And what I mean by that is, I, for one, believe that Hangman Adam Page and Kenny Omega are the best told story in AEW. Others believe that MJF and CM Punk are the best told story in AEW. So before I even talk about these two together, let me ask the question. Who has the better story in AEW's history? Is it Kenny Omega and Hangman Adam Page, or MJF and CM Punk? What was your favorite story? But now it is these two train wrecks just ready to collide. And this has been a long time coming. It all started when they faced each other in the AEW Battle Royal in the first episode, actually. Not the first episode, first pay-per-view. And you just knew, one way or another, these two are going to cross paths. And they're going to cross paths when it matters the most. The only thing I see here is pride. But then, I also see another thing. I see MJF feeling as though if he were to do everything Hangman did, the people would still hate him. While Hangman has done some crazy things. Overall, he lit a man's house on fire. He bashed someone's brains over with a steel chair. He sicked a needle in Swerve's mouth. He's done all those things. And, screw that. And MJF, I guess, in comparison, has done a small fraction of that. And what happens? The people boo MJF, but they love Hangman. To me, MJF and Hangman and Page are two of the best storytellers. And there's one thing that, whether he's heel or babyface, I've come to realize, is that I can never hate Hangman Adam Page. And I have gone to hell and back for defending Hangman, whether it was in 2019, 2020, 2021, 2022, 2023. I defend him last year. I defend him this year. Hangman Adam Page versus MJF will be the slept-on match. It'll be the match that we're going to be talking about. Maybe it'll get the Top for Glory star rating. And MJF will try to expose Hangman, or he'll try to get the people to finally see that it doesn't matter who does it, wrong is wrong. But by the end of this, if it were up to me, honestly, I would make this a AEW contenders match. I would, but that's not my power. But be all and end all, I have cowboy shit himself, Hangman Adam Page winning this. Also, I still gotta say that for about maybe the last 3 years, yeah, probably the last 3 years, I've talked to a couple people that Hangman Adam Page should be like wrestler of the year. So let's see, come December, if like he's in the talks. But let's talk about AEW number one contendership matches, and it's Swerve Strickland versus Ricochet. Yeah, no, I'm sorry. This doesn't deserve to be number one contenders match. Ricochet's had like a handful of matches. He like his biggest wins are against Ospreay and Swerve, and I get that, I do. But I don't feel it. I don't feel as though they deserve that label of number one contenders match. And I want to say from start to finish, I have not felt like the urge to like really be invested in this feud. When it comes to Ricochet, he's great in the ring, athletic as fuck. Swerve, athletic as fuck, great on the mic, great theme song. Nana, the ultimate hype man. But this being about the rub, also, let me talk about the rub real quick. So for people that are comparing about like, oh, this is stupid, and then people bring up the CM Punk bracelet shit. If you don't like it, you don't like it. I don't know what the fuck to tell you. Like Nana explains it in thorough detail why the robe is important, and this falls under the category of AEW doesn't tell stories. He's literally breaking down for you word for word, piece by piece, and I get it. You know, it was the robe belonged to many people that he managed, and Ricochet is just like, well, it's Ricochet. Why the hell do you get to hold this piece of history? And Swerve basically going, you've done a lot for me, so let me get that robe back. And let me show you how desperate I am by putting a number one contenders match on the line, because I'm pretty sure the only thing worse than losing to Ricochet is losing to Ricochet and then he's got a world title match. I think that his last world title match was against Brock Lesnar. But, you know, by the end of all this, I got Swerve Strickland winning this, and then he faces whoever wins the AEW World Championship, which we will get to that. But where does that leave Ricochet? I say have him win the TNT title. Like, I'm sure he can do something. Like, he is a great mid-carder. And so it's not like, oh, now he's going to go fall into the abyss. But yeah, I got Swerve winning. Next is in a steel cage match. It is the Proto Star, the Aussie sensation. It is Kyle Fletcher versus the Commonwealth Kingpin, the Aerial Assassin, Billy Goat, 5-star Billy, the 2023 Tough Glory Superstar of the Year, Will by God Ospreay. And let me just say, this has been a good story-told match. My only one takeaway, I never felt, like I never, ever heard someone say Kyle Fletcher is the next Ospreay. I've never heard that. Like that being like the little driving force here, I never got it. Never heard it. Maybe someone else heard it. That's great. That's fine. But I was never one of those people that like when talking about Kyle Fletcher, because I love talking about Aussie Open and them as individuals. Never heard someone like say that Kyle's like the next Ospreay. But this being in a steel cage match is awesome for the simple fact that if people like the first match, which a lot of you guys really liked their match at Damn, I forget where the hell it was. Full Gear? I think it's Full Gear. Yeah, Full Gear. And then you guys love the ones at World's End. I think this match can't disappoint. Plus, AEW Steel Cage matches have been amazing. I can't complain not one bit about them. I still think the best Steel Cage match is Young Bucks versus Lucha Bros. But you guys, let me know what your favorite AEW Steel Cage match is. The company is relatively new, so it's probably a small list. But Will versus Kyle should have been a match that's number one contender for the AEW World Championship. Because if we're really going to sell the idea that Kyle Fletcher is the future, let's give him a number one contenders match against someone that was moments, inches away from being a AEW World Champion. And there were a lot of people. Now, this is what I was hearing a lot of people talk about. Ospreay signing in for AEW in like February. And by like June, people were just like, yeah, give him the world title. That was what I was hearing a lot. A lot of people are saying, oh, yeah, by All In, let's get like Ospreay versus Danielson. Or let's get Ospreay versus Swerve at All In. Like all of these things. So now that we're at this point in the feud, now it's about who goes over, who benefits. And I got to say, I think Kyle Fletcher should be the one that wins this because 2 wins over Will Ospreay sounds huge. And I know a lot of people that say that Kyle Fletcher can win Breakout Star of the Year for them this year. I'm not going to lie. With a win over Will Ospreay, I might have to agree with that. But yeah, I've got Kyle Fletcher winning this. And Ospreay probably, I was just going to be fine. This loss will not damage him. So I forgot when or how or why this is a match, but is the Outrunners versus the Hurt Syndicate. And yes, they do hurt people. Yeah, I'm going to say this. The Outrunners fucking suck. Like, their gimmick sucks. Their theme song sucks. Their in-ring puts me to sleep. They are 90s wrestling. Like, when I was, not 90s, like 70s wrestling. 80s wrestling. TV black and white. And not the good Tony Storm kind. Like, I could not give a single fuck about these guys. I'm skipping this. I got the Hurt Syndicate winning this. Hopefully Bobby Lashley spears both of them. Like, they try to go for the high five. Spear. But yeah. Let me talk about something even more important. Yeah. I've been hearing a lot of people talk about Cedric Alexander being released and then he'll go to AEW and then reform the Hurt Business. Yeah, that's great and everything. But hear me out, guys. Because you guys know I love my New Japan. You know who will be great in the Hurt Syndicate? It would be the Jets, not the Intergalactic, the Jet Setter, Kevin Knight. So if they don't get Cedric, Kevin Knight, get that brother in a suit, and not only do they hurt people, they fly as well. But yeah, Outrunners are getting packed up, and I'm hoping at least a 5-minute squash match. Next is for the TBS Championship. It is the seasonal tryhard Momo Watanabe representing Oedo Tai, hate, call it whatever the fuck you want, from Stardom versus Sasha Banks, Mercedes Moné, Sasha Mercedes, whatever you guys want to call her too. She's got 4 belts. 4 belts, Banks. So, yeah, there's not really anything for me to bitch about this. Momo versus Sasha was fun. I don't mind seeing it a second time, and this is that second time. Now, as for, Momo won this number one contenders match for any women's world championship, I was so under the impression she was going to choose Athena. But now I am at a point where AEW has the most dominant women's champions like in their company. Like, I mean, across the board. Like, you got Athena running ROH, you got Toni Storm with the AEW Women's Championship, and you got Sasha with the TBS Women's Championship, and it's just dominance. It's pure dominance. So I don't blame Momo for choosing Sasha. But when it comes to the lights being at its brightest, the revolution being televised, this might be one of Momo's best matches. Momo Watanabe does also have a Talk for Glory 5-star match rating with Maya Iwatani. So who knows? Maybe she'll get a 5-star out of Sasha here. But that being said, maybe if it was the Rev Pro, maybe if it was the New Japan Strong Women's Championship. But no, it is the TBS Championship. I got to go with Sasha Banks, Mercedes, whatever the hell you guys want to call her. She gets the win. What does Momo Watanabe do from here on out? Guys, for the love of God, let's stop playing and give that girl either the white belt or the red belt. I think Momo Watanabe has put in enough work, enough effort in the business, and just please give her the decent run, the good run. All I hear is, oh, Momo's white belt run was this, Momo's white belt run was that. Guys, it's like if I talk about Shinsuke's IWGP IC Championship. That was like almost 10 years ago now. Like, it's time for us to get a new singles run with Momo Watanabe. If it's not here in AEW, please let it be in Stardom. But again, I have Momo Watanabe getting the win here. Next match is for the AEW Continental Championship. It is the Rainmaker, the man I hate, defending champion Kazuchika Okada versus representing the Hounds of Hell, Brody King. You know, I thought with this repackage that House of Black, Hounds of Hell, whatever the hell, they were going to go on a dominant tag team run or just be dominant in general, like just start beating people. I've been saying for like maybe like the last 3 months, they should add a new third member, or Julia Hart should get her own women's version of this. But I don't mind Buddy Matthews and Brody King both facing Okada, because Okada is top level talent, and Brody King is an absolute fucking unit. There is not enough things I can say. That is the human demolition derby that is Brody King. But what I can say is I can name a lot of things that can happen to Okada at the hands of Brody King. But is taking his title one of them? I don't know. Maybe it takes one cannonball. Maybe it takes his one Gonzo bomb. There's so many things that Brody King can do. But if there's one thing Okada's taught me, sadly, it is he always finds a way. The Rainmaker, not like the RKO or the Hidden Blade or the Blade Runner, but the Rainmaker can come out of nowhere. And if need be, if the Rainmaker is desperate, he will kick you down under. And then probably call you a bitch right after. But for that reason and that reason alone, I have Kazuchika Okada winning this. Next, in our co-main event, it is for the AEW International Championship. It is, wait a minute, what the hell's Daniel Garcia? What the hell's the TNT title? It doesn't matter. But for the AEW International Championship, I was about to say Intercontinental, goddammit. It is the Omega, the best bout machine, the cleaner. He is Kenny by God Omega versus the Alpha, the double champion, reborn strong style, new strong style, the new king of strong style, actually. Not only is he the international champion, he is also the never openweight champion. And again, he is the Alpha. He is Don Callis' perfect project. He is Konosuke Takeshita. I gotta say this, and I'm so happy that I'm talking about AEW right now. You don't know how many people have Konosuke Takeshita as their wrestler of the year right now. And come December, he might be on a lot of people's still. This is a rematch of All In or All Out. It's one or the other. But Takeshita got a victory over Omega clean. And then on top of that, my man's is double champed. Takeshita is walking into this with every advantage in the book. When I talk to viewers, listeners, everything in between about who is stopping Konosuke Takeshita, I don't hear Kenny Omega's name a little too often. Who knows? Maybe this man might be the new forever champion. Kenny is technically coming off of I want to say a small break from wrestling. Like the big matches, because he's had some matches. Like that tag match was pretty big, but like at the same time, it feels like he's been holding back. So I'm going to say that we've been getting nothing but a 70% Kenny Omega, and at Revolution, we'll be getting an 100% Omega. But does that mean at Revolution we get a new champion? No, because I think at Revolution we get Kenny Omega as the victor, but by disqualification. And who's going to cause that disqualification? Don Callis. Because if there's one thing Don Callis can't do, it's let Kenny Omega hold gold, actually, and beat Konosuke Takeshita. So those are two things that the invisible hand of wrestling can't let happen. Or maybe I'm wrong. Maybe Konosuke Takeshita gets the win, and then he goes on to fight Tanahashi at Windy City Riot, which letting you guys know now, you guys aren't getting gameplay for. You guys aren't getting predictions / review. You guys are probably just gonna get gameplay for that, but you guys will get review predictions for Revolution like you guys are getting right now. But that was Kenny Omega versus Konosuke Takeshita. Now for the main event for the AEW World Championship. Before I even talk about that, guys, thank you for everyone that'll be listening. I know that you guys aren't used to Talk for Glory double videos, but even though you've already heard it once, you've got to hear it again. You guys just need to make sure you guys follow the socials. You guys gotta make sure you guys follow myself and Young Smoove on Twitters at Enigma_before_, Young Smoove TFG. Those are our Twitters. Enigma Peer Before is my Instagram. Enigma_before_ is my Twitch. Smoove A1 is his Twitch. Add us on Xbox, by the way, guys. You guys can add Smoove as Smoove A1, and then you guys can add myself at Enigma V4. And remember, guys, where there's a podcast, where there's wrestling, there's Talk for Glory. So remember to follow us on YouTube, Spotify, Apple Podcasts, wherever you may find your podcasts. Who knows? Maybe there's podcasts on the radio still. And the final match for the AEW World Championship, it is Jon Moxley versus the Rated R superstar Edge. Yes, guys, I'm putting Edge. You guys can say Adam. You guys can say Copeland. You guys can say Cope. I don't care. I'm saying Edge. That's how it's going to stay on Talk for Glory. So, I really, really hate this match. I really do. Maybe it's because I'm mad that Jay White got pinned at World's End. But I'm looking forward to one thing in this match. It's Mox finally losing the title, and then Christian cashing in on Edge. Because that's exactly what I want here. I hope that Edge wins this match, and then Christian comes out of nowhere, cashes in on him, and then finally becoming AEW World Champion. Now, I'm not asking for a long run. I'm okay with 3 months. Give me 3, 4, 5 months of Christian Cage as AEW World Champion. and I'll be fine. Get it out the briefcase. Get it off Mox. I don't want Edge to hold it. Just Christian Cage as world champion. That's all I'm asking for. And then where does everyone go? Where does Moxley go? Dude, take another vacation. Like, this Death Rider stuff was not it. How the hell do you kill 2 championships, let alone 1? The Death Riders have killed the AEW and Trios Championship. Like, the World Championship and the Trios Championships have died under the Death Riders. Now, maybe that's just me complaining about the bad booking that is the Death Riders. And I'm going to let it cook, quote unquote. I'm going to let it cook. But what I will not do is watch championships die. So if you guys feel differently about the Death Riders, trios, and world title reigns, like, show me the benefits of it. Show me, like, the positives. I'm all ears. I'm all open to discussion, guys. That's what Talk for Glory is as well. Like, we're a discussion. But with all that being said, guys, I hope you guys have enjoyed the AEW Revolution predictions. I hope you guys enjoyed the double upload. Pretty sure I only did this one like an hour or two separated from each other. And most importantly, and here's Top Lori's message, guys. Also, before I even say that, let me know, what match are you looking forward to the most at AEW Revolution? Personally, I am looking forward to Kenny Omega versus Konosuke Takeshita. Hopefully a co-main event. Oh, wait. I forgot one more. It is the last match, a Hollywood ending, if you will. It is for the AEW Women's Championship. It is Toni Storm versus Mariah May. Normally the TV is black and whites. We're all laughing. It's chin up, chest out, watch for the shoes. It's all that. But this has gotten personal. This has gotten serious. There have been tears. There has been blood. There has been obviously sweat. There has been everything. This is honestly the greatest women's trilogy in women's wrestling. Now, if you guys feel differently, by all means, let me know what's your favorite women's trilogy in women's wrestling. And like a movie, like Toy Story, like Rush Hour, like Shrek, sometimes you can knock it out of the park all 3 times. Sometimes you can't. But I think the Toni Storm Mariah May story, part 1, part 2, and part 3, have just been cinematic perfection. I genuinely feel like I'm watching a movie. A story of betrayal, a story of obsession, a story of love. That is exactly what Mariah May and Toni Storm are. Now, is this even about the Women's Championship anymore? No. This is just about 2 people that are hurt because they both feel betrayed by each other. This is just about, let's finally pull a curtain call on this. Let's finally end this once and for all. Where do either of these women go after this? I don't know. I don't even think this needed to be for the AEW Women's Championship. I would have preferred if this match were a lights out match. Like, at this point, there is going to be a massacre of emotions throughout AEW when it comes to this match. And I'm not saying I would want Toni Storm to lose the title, but if it goes back to Mariah, just like, Toni, go do something else. But I actually have Toni Storm winning this, and like I said, like the AEW Women's Division Championship speaking wise, they're very much like locked into the big three. Like it's Athena, Sasha, Tony. Like that's the big three of AEW's Women's Division right now. But where does Mariah go after this? I want Mariah to go on an unhinged massacre spree. Just win, lose, doesn't matter. She's just leaving people laying. And it's just her losing her sanity. So by the end of this match, there will be tears, there will be blood, there will be the TV being black and white because I have Toni Storm winning this. And just in case I forgot to mention, yes, Tough for Glory's Women's Wrestler of the Year, that being Toni by God Storm. But that was everything, guys. That was the double video. That was AEW Revolution 2025 predictions. So I hope you guys enjoyed the predictions, enjoyed the Elimination Chamber review. I hope you guys enjoyed the story that was Mariah May and Toni Storm. But above all else, I hope you guys stay safe, have a great day and or night, and enjoy wrestling.